Ever noticed how some people start acting strange when you become stronger, more confident, and start believing in yourself? Suddenly they're not so supportive anymore. They start making you feel like you're doing something wrong just by standing in your power. Well, if that's happening to you, you might just be dealing with a narcissist. When a narcissist sees you as being too strong, they don't celebrate your growth. They feel threatened by it. And instead of clapping for you, they'll try everything to bring you back down. But why do they do this? And what tricks do they use when they see you shining too bright? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, I'm going to show you narcissists do when they feel intimidated by your strength. And trust me, some of these will surprise you. So if you've ever felt like someone close to you was trying to dim your light or make you question your worth, stay with me till the end because you deserve to know the truth. And hey, if you've ever experienced this, you're not alone. We're building a community here where we support each other, share our stories, and lift each other up. So, show some love, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below about your experience. Let's help each other heal and grow. Ready to find out what happens when a narcissist sees you as being too strong? Let's dive in. Sometimes when a narcissist feels threatened by your strength, they won't come at you directly. They know that if they attack you head-on, people might notice, and they don't want to look like the bad guy, so instead they choose a more sneaky and quiet way to bring you down. This is called silent sabotage. Imagine this. You're doing well in life. Maybe you're becoming more confident, more independent, and people around you start noticing your growth. A narcissist can't handle this. They see your strength as a danger to their control over you. But instead of saying it to your face, they start working behind your back. They'll talk to people close to you, your friends, family, or co-workers, and start planting small, negative ideas about you. They might say things like, "I'm really worried about them. They're acting so different lately." Or, "I don't know if they can handle all this responsibility." They make it sound like concern, but in reality, they're slowly turning people against you. Here's where it gets tricky. Because they're so subtle, you might not even realize it's happening at first. You might just notice people treating you differently. Maybe they seem more distant, less supportive, or they question your decisions more often. That's because the seeds of doubt have been planted, and over time, those seeds grow. And the worst part, when you finally start to figure out what's happening and confront the narcissist, they'll deny everything. They'll act shocked and say, "I was just trying to help," or "You're imagining things." This leaves you even more confused and isolated. Silent sabotage is dangerous because it attacks your support system without you even knowing it. It makes you question yourself and the people around you. But remember, when someone tries to dim your light, it's because they're afraid of how brightly you shine. Stay strong, stay aware, and never let anyone's quiet whispers drown out your own voice. As you grow stronger, more confident, more sure of yourself, a narcissist feels like they're losing control, and when they feel threatened, they turn up their most powerful weapon, gaslighting. This isn't just lying, it's a whole game designed to mess with your mind. Gaslighting overdrive happens when they push so hard, you start questioning your own reality. Let's say you remember a conversation clearly, but they insist it never happened. Or you call out their hurtful behavior, and they say, "You're too sensitive," or "You're imagining things." They'll twist facts, deny the truth, and make you feel like you can't trust your own memory or judgment. And here's where it gets dangerous. The stronger you become, the harder they push. They don't want you to feel confident because confident people are harder to control, so they'll make you second-guess your decisions, your feelings, even your sanity. If you stand up for yourself, they'll say you're being dramatic. If you express your needs, they'll call you selfish. Over time, this constant distortion of reality can wear you down. You might start apologizing for things that aren't your fault. You might feel anxious, confused, and unsure of yourself. And that's exactly where they want you, because when you doubt your own strength, they feel powerful. But here's the truth. If someone is making you question your reality just because you're becoming stronger and more independent, that's not love. That's control. Real love supports your growth. It doesn't fear it. So when you feel like your confidence is being twisted into something bad, take a step back. Trust your instincts. Your strength is not the problem. Their fear of it is. Stay grounded, stay strong, and never let anyone convince you that your truth isn't real. When a narcissist sees your confidence rising, they start to panic. They know they can't control you like they used to, and that scares them. So instead of trying to bring you down directly, they go after something even more painful, your reputation. This is when the smear campaign begins. It's a dirty, sneaky tactic where they spread lies, half-truths, and twisted stories about you. They'll tell your friends, family, co-workers, anyone who will listen, that you've changed, that you're selfish, arrogant, or even unstable. And they won't always say it directly. Sometimes they'll disguise it as concern. They might say things like, "I'm really worried about them. They've been acting so strange lately. I hate to say this, but they've become so difficult to deal with. I don't know what happened. They used to be so kind. Fame or success must have gone to their head." And the worst part? Because the narcissist is often charming and manipulative, people believe them. Suddenly you might notice people pulling away from you, acting cold or questioning your actions. You may not even know why. But behind the scenes, those seeds of doubt have been planted. This can feel incredibly isolating. You're growing, becoming stronger and more confident, and instead of being supported, you're being attacked. It's heartbreaking, especially when the people you love start believing the lies. But here's what you need to remember. Their smear campaign is a reflection of their fear, not your truth. They wouldn't go to such lengths if your strength didn't threaten them. The fact that they're working so hard to turn others against you means your power is rising, and they know they can't stop it. So stay focused, stay true to yourself. The people who really know your heart won't be fooled by the lies. And over time, the truth always comes out. Let your actions speak louder than their words, and keep rising, no matter how hard they try to pull you down. When a narcissist sees that their usual tricks aren't working, when they can't break your confidence or shake your sense of self, they shift gears. And this time they come with sweetness, not cruelty. This is called love bombing reloaded, and it's one of their most dangerous tactics. Suddenly the same person who criticized you, made you doubt yourself, and tried to tear you down is showering you with compliments and attention. They tell you how amazing you are, how much they miss the old you, and how they just want things to go back to the way they were. They might buy you gifts, send sweet messages, or talk about how special your bond is. But here's the truth. None of it is real. It's not love. It's manipulation. The praise and affection only come when they feel they're losing control over you. By building you up again, they're hoping to pull you back into their grip. And once they have you where they want you, the kindness disappears just as quickly as it arrived. This cycle can be incredibly confusing. After all the hurt they caused, the sudden change in their behavior makes you question everything. You start wondering, maybe they've really changed. Maybe they do care. Maybe I was too harsh. That's exactly what they want, for you to let your guard down and forget the pain they caused. But watch closely. Their love always comes with conditions. The moment you start standing up for yourself again or setting boundaries, the affection fades. They might accuse you of being ungrateful or difficult. And before you know it, the criticism and manipulation return. So how do you protect yourself? First, recognize the pattern. Love that's real doesn't come and go based on how much control someone has over you. Real love respects your strength and supports your growth. It doesn't fear it. When someone's affection only shows up when they're losing power, that's not love, that's a trap. Second, trust actions over words. Narcissists are masters of saying what you want to hear, but their behavior will always reveal the truth. If someone's kindness only comes when you're pulling away and vanishes when you stand firm, that's a sign they're not acting out of love, but out of fear of losing control. Finally, remember that you deserve consistency. You deserve love that stays steady, not love that's used as a weapon. Stay strong in your boundaries, trust your instincts, and don't let temporary sweetness erase the pain they caused. Your strength isn't a problem. It's their fear of it that is. Stay true to yourself and never let anyone's fake affection pull you back into a place you fought so hard to rise from. When a narcissist feels their control slipping, they don't take responsibility. They shift the blame. And one of their favorite tactics is playing the victim. Suddenly, the person who hurt you, manipulated you, and undermined your confidence becomes the one who's suffering. And you're painted as the aggressor. They'll twist the story to make themselves look helpless and misunderstood. If you call them out on their behavior, they'll say you're being cruel or unfair. If you set boundaries, they'll accuse you of abandoning them. They'll cry, sulk, or act heartbroken. Not because they're hurt, but because they want to shift sympathy and attention back to themselves. Imagine this. You finally stand up for yourself and say you won't tolerate their disrespect anymore. Instead of listening, they turn it around. After everything I've done for you, how could you treat me like this? Suddenly you're not talking about their bad behavior anymore. You're defending yourself against accusations of being unkind or selfish. This is where it gets dangerous. They'll take their victim's story to others. They'll tell friends, family, or co-workers how difficult you've become, how they've tried so hard, but you've changed. They'll cry about how much they love you and how they just don't understand why you're treating them this way. And because narcissists can be incredibly charming, people believe them. This leaves you feeling frustrated and alone. You know the truth, but the more you try to explain, the more it looks like you're the one attacking them. That's the trap. They push you into defending yourself so they can keep playing the victim. But here's the reality. You're not the villain for setting boundaries. You're not wrong for standing up for yourself. When someone twists the truth to make you look like the aggressor, it's because they fear your strength and independence. So don't get caught in their web. Stay calm, stay grounded, and trust your truth. The people who truly know you will see through the act. And those who don't? They were never really on your side. When a narcissist sees you rising, becoming more confident, successful, and independent, it triggers something they can't control: jealousy. But instead of admitting they feel threatened, they disguise their envy as concern. At first, it might sound caring. They'll say things like, "I just don't want you to get hurt. You're working too hard. I worry you're burning yourself out. Are you sure this is the right path for you? You've changed so much." But if you listen closely, there's a pattern. Their concern only shows up when you're doing well, when you're succeeding in ways they never expected or stepping into your own power. It's not real care, it's a subtle attempt to plant doubt and make you question yourself. They might downplay your achievements, saying things like, "I mean, it's great, but it's not that big of a deal." Or they'll point out every possible downside. "I hope you're ready for the pressure that comes with this. I wouldn't want you to fail." This isn't support. It's sabotage wrapped in love. Why do they do this? Because your growth threatens their control. The stronger and more independent you become, the harder it is for them to manipulate you. They know that if you fully realize your potential, you won't need them. And they can't stand that. But here's the truth. You don't need their permission to shine. Their fear of your success doesn't mean you should dim your light. Real concern feels supportive. It lifts you up, even when offering caution. False concern, fueled by jealousy, makes you second-guess yourself and keeps you small. So trust your instincts. If someone's worry always appears when you're thriving, it's not about your well-being, it's about their insecurity. Keep rising. Let their fear stay theirs. When a narcissist sees that their usual tactics aren't working, when your strength and independence become too much for them to handle, they often pull their last, most manipulative move. They disappear. No explanations, no goodbyes, just silence. This isn't them giving up, it's a calculated move. By going silent, they're trying to make you chase them. They know that the sudden withdrawal of attention, affection, or even their presence can trigger fear and confusion. You start wondering, did I do something wrong? Why did they leave so suddenly? Maybe I was too harsh? Should I reach out? That's exactly what they want. They hope the silence will make you doubt yourself and come running back, eager to fix whatever you think went wrong. It's a form of emotional manipulation and designed to make you feel abandoned and desperate for their validation. But here's the thing, their disappearance isn't about you, it's about control. When they can no longer dominate you through criticism, gaslighting, or guilt, they resort to absence. Because your reaction is their power. Don't fall for it. Instead of chasing them, see their silence for what it is, a confirmation of your strength. You didn't bend, you didn't break, and when they couldn't handle your self-worth, they ran. Let them. Because the people who truly care about you don't vanish when you stand your ground. They stay, they communicate, they grow with you. And you deserve that, not someone who uses their absence as a weapon. When a narcissist sees you growing stronger, standing firm in your independence, gaining confidence, and focusing on your own goals, it terrifies them. Why? Because your growth threatens their control. A strong, self-assured person is harder to manipulate, harder to gaslight, and harder to keep dependent. So when their usual tricks stop working, they resort to one of the most destructive tactics in their playbook, creating chaos. This chaos isn't random, it's calculated. The narcissist will stir up drama in your life, not because there's a real issue, but because they want to distract you from your growth and pull your attention back to them. Maybe it starts small. They pick fights over things that don't matter, accuse you of things you didn't do, or suddenly become distant and cold without explanation. But it escalates. They might start spreading rumors, causing tension between you and your friends or family, or making emergencies out of situations that don't require panic. Their goal? To keep you off balance and focused on putting out their fires instead of building your own life. The more you succeed, the more they ramp up the drama. If you get a promotion, they might accuse you of neglecting them. If you set boundaries, they claim you're being cruel or selfish. And when you finally start feeling happy and at peace, they'll manufacture a crisis. Maybe they suddenly need you desperately, or they start threatening to leave, knowing that fear of abandonment might pull you back in. Every bit of chaos they create is designed to shift your attention away from your growth and back onto their needs and demands. This constant state of upheaval takes a toll. You start feeling emotionally exhausted, anxious, and confused. Instead of focusing on your own success and well-being, you're spending all your energy managing their outbursts and calming their storms. That's exactly what they want. Because as long as you're caught up in their drama, you're not rising, you're not realizing your strength, and most importantly, you're not breaking free from their control. But here's the truth, their chaos is not your responsibility. You don't have to fix their messes or calm their storms. You have every right to protect your peace and keep moving forward, no matter how much they try to pull you back. When the drama starts, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really my problem, or is it a distraction from my growth? More often than not, you'll realize the chaos isn't yours to carry. Stay focused, stay grounded. And remember, the more they try to stir up drama, the clearer it becomes. You're getting stronger, and they're afraid of it. Let their fear stay theirs. You have a life to build. As you grow stronger, more confident, independent, and self-assured, a narcissist won't see this as something to celebrate. They won't be proud of your success or inspired by your growth. Instead, they'll see it as a threat. And when a narcissist feels threatened, they often respond in one of the most toxic ways possible, by turning everything into a competition. At first, it might seem subtle. You share some good news. Maybe you landed a new job, hit a personal goal, or started a new project. And instead of offering genuine support, they immediately shift the attention to themselves. They might respond with something like, "That's great, but I've been so busy with my own big projects too." Or, "I did something similar a while back, but even bigger." Suddenly, your moment of happiness becomes their stage for outshining you, but it doesn't stop there. The stronger and more successful you become, the harder they'll push to one-up you in everything. If you achieve something, they'll rush to achieve something better. If you receive praise, they'll do whatever it takes to redirect the spotlight onto themselves. They might even start copying your ideas, interests, or style, not out of admiration, but to prove they can do it better than you. This constant competition isn't just exhausting, it's a calculated tactic. By making everything a rivalry, the narcissist keeps you distracted and insecure. Instead of fully embracing your growth and focusing on your own journey, you start questioning yourself, am I doing enough? Or why do I always feel like I have to prove myself? And that's exactly where they want you, stuck in a cycle of doubt and comparison. But here's the truth, their competition is a reflection of their insecurity, not your worth. A secure, confident person doesn't feel threatened by someone else's success. They celebrate it. A narcissist, on the other hand, sees your strength as a mirror that exposes their own weaknesses. Their need to compete isn't about being better. It's about trying to regain control and feel superior. The best thing you can do? Step out of the competition entirely. You don't have to play their game. You don't have to defend your achievements or prove your value. Let them chase after validation. You've got bigger things to focus on. Your growth, your peace, and your success speak for themselves. Let them compete with their own insecurities. You're too busy winning in ways they'll never understand. When a narcissist feels you slipping out of their control, when they see you growing stronger, more confident, and independent, they often reach for one of their most powerful weapons: guilt. But this isn't the kind of guilt that comes from genuine love or concern. This is manipulative guilt, designed to keep you small, dependent, and grateful. Even when you have nothing to feel guilty about, they'll start reminding you of everything they've ever done for you. Maybe they helped you during a tough time, supported you financially, or offered advice when you needed it. But instead of those actions coming from kindness, they turn them into emotional debt. You'll hear things like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be where you are now. I sacrificed so much for you, and now you're just walking away." These words aren't about love. They're about control. The narcissist uses your natural sense of empathy and loyalty against you, making you feel like you owe them your success and your obedience. They want you to believe that if you set boundaries, prioritize your needs, or stand in your power, you're being selfish and ungrateful. This guilt is strategic. By keeping you focused on what they've done for you, They distract you from what they're doing to you. The manipulation, the criticism, the constant undermining of your self-worth. The more you grow, the more they fear losing their grip, so they weaponize your gratitude, hoping it will keep you tied to them. But here's the truth. Kindness doesn't come with a price tag. Real love and support aren't transactional. You don't owe anyone your happiness, your success, or your peace, especially not someone who only helped you so they could hold it over your head later. When the guilt starts creeping in, take a step back. Ask yourself, am I really being ungrateful, or am I just refusing to stay small? More often than not, you'll realize the guilt isn't yours to carry. It's their fear disguised as generosity. Their desperation to keep you from realizing your own strength. Don't let guilt shrink you. You're allowed to grow, evolve, and step into your power without apology. And the people who truly care about you, they'll celebrate your success, not try to guilt you into staying small. When a narcissist sees you becoming stronger, more confident, independent, and sure of yourself, it terrifies them. Your growth threatens their control, and instead of cheering you on, they look for ways to tear you down. One of the most effective tactics they use, targeting your insecurities. They know your weak spots. Maybe you've shared them in moments of trust, or they've observed them over time, and when they feel their grip on you slipping, they'll start using those very things against you. If you've ever felt sensitive about your appearance, your intelligence, your abilities, or your past, they'll zero in on those vulnerabilities and twist the knife. It often starts subtly. A sarcastic comment disguised as a joke, a backhanded compliment that leaves you second-guessing yourself. You're doing well, I guess, but are you sure you can handle it? You look nice, but you know that's not really your style. You've changed so much. I miss the old you who wasn't so full of herself. These little digs may seem harmless at first, but over time they chip away at your confidence. The more you rise, the more they try to pull you back down, making you question your own worth and abilities. And because they know exactly where your deepest doubts lie, their words cut even deeper. This isn't just criticism, it's calculated sabotage. They want you to feel small because your strength makes them feel powerless. They need you to doubt yourself so they can regain the upper hand and keep you dependent on their approval. But here's the truth. Their attacks are a reflection of their fear, not your weakness. They wouldn't be trying so hard to undermine you if they weren't threatened by your power. Every time they poke at your insecurities, they're really saying, I see your strength and I'm afraid of losing control. So when their words start hitting those sore spots, take a step back. Remind yourself of how far you've come. Your growth intimidates them, but that's their problem, not yours. You don't have to shrink yourself to make anyone else comfortable. Let them poke all they want. You're stronger than their words. When a narcissist sees you growing stronger, when your confidence rises, your independence shines, and your self-worth becomes unshakable, it triggers something in them. Instead of supporting your growth, they feel threatened by it. And one of the most painful and manipulative ways they react is by withholding support and affection. This isn't an accident, it's a calculated strategy. Narcissists thrive on control, and when they feel that slipping away, they'll use emotional withdrawal as a weapon. They'll suddenly become cold, distant, and indifferent, pulling away the warmth and validation they once gave you so freely. And they'll do it at the exact moment you need encouragement the most. Imagine this, you've just achieved something big. Maybe you got a promotion, started a new project, or made an important life decision. You feel proud and excited, and you naturally want to share that joy with the people closest to you. But instead of celebrating with you, the narcissist goes silent. They offer no congratulations, no words of encouragement. Maybe they brush off your success with a half-hearted, "Oh, that's nice," or they change the subject entirely. Over time, this lack of support starts to feel like punishment. You might find yourself wondering, did I do something wrong? Why aren't they happy for me? That's exactly what they want. To make you question yourself, to dim your light just enough that they can regain control. But it doesn't stop there. Narcissists are masters of emotional withholding. It's not just about the big achievements. They'll withdraw affection and support in everyday moments too. When you're stressed or anxious, instead of offering comfort, they'll become unavailable. When you're excited about a new idea, they'll greet you with indifference or criticism. The message they're sending is clear: your happiness, your growth, your strength. None of it matters to me unless it benefits me. And because humans naturally crave connection and validation, this behavior creates a painful cycle. You may start working harder for their approval, toning down your confidence or playing small just to earn back their warmth. You might even start doubting your own worth, wondering why the people who are supposed to care about you the most seem so distant when you're finally stepping into your power. Here's the hard truth. Their withdrawal isn't about you. It's about them. Your strength makes them feel insecure. Your independence reminds them that they can't control you. And instead of celebrating your growth, they see it as a threat to their ego. But you don't have to play their game. You don't need their approval to thrive. The love and support they withhold, it was always conditional, based on how well you stayed in the role they assigned you. True support doesn't disappear when you succeed. It grows alongside you. Real affection isn't given only when you're vulnerable. It stays steady through your highs and lows. When a narcissist starts withdrawing, let them go. Don't chase their validation. Stand firm in your growth. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your victories and lift you up when you stumble, and most importantly, be your own source of encouragement. Their silence doesn't define your worth. Your strength does. In the end, their emotional withdrawal is proof of just how powerful you've become. Let that silence speak volumes and keep rising anyway. When a narcissist sees you standing strong, when your confidence grows, your boundaries become clear, and your voice gets louder, they feel threatened. And one of their most insidious tactics is making you question your own authenticity. They'll accuse you of being fake, selfish, or arrogant. Anything that makes you second-guess your true self. This isn't random. It's a calculated attack designed to shake the foundation of your self-belief. Picture this. You start speaking up for yourself, setting boundaries, and prioritizing your well-being. Maybe you finally say no to things that drain you or pursue dreams you've put off for too long. And just when you start feeling empowered, the narcissist strikes. You've changed, but not in a good way. You're so full of yourself now. This isn't the real you. I miss the old you. At first, these comments might seem like concern, but over time, they chip away at your confidence. You start wondering, am I being selfish? Have I really changed for the worse? What if I'm not as strong as I thought? That's exactly what they want. By making you doubt your authenticity, they hope to pull you back into a place where you're easier to control, more willing to seek their approval, and less likely to challenge their behavior. But here's the truth. Your growth isn't arrogance. Your boundaries aren't selfishness. Your confidence isn't being fake. When someone accuses you of being too much or not yourself, ask yourself, who benefits from me staying small? The answer will always lead back to the one trying to dim your light. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Stay true to your path no matter who questions it. When a narcissist feels you slipping away, when your strength, confidence, and independence threaten their control, they often resort to one of their most manipulative tactics, future faking. It's a powerful tool because it plays directly on your hopes, dreams, and the love you still want to believe in. They'll promise change, a better future, and everything you've ever wanted. But those promises never turn into reality. Future faking isn't just about lying, it's about manipulating your emotions. A narcissist knows that words can be more powerful than actions when they're said at the right time. So when they see you pulling away, questioning the relationship, or demanding better treatment, they suddenly become the person you've always hoped they would be. They paint a beautiful picture of the future. I'll change. I promise things will be different. We'll get married, start a family, and have the life you've always dreamed of. I'm going to get help. I know I've hurt you, but I'll make it right. In those moments, the sincerity in their voice feels real. The promises sound convincing because they mirror your deepest desires. And because you want to believe in the relationship, you hold on to that hope. You tell yourself, maybe this time they really mean it. But time passes, and nothing changes. The grand gestures fade, the loving words disappear, and the same cycles of hurt and manipulation return. When you bring up the promises they made, they'll gaslight you, saying you're impatient, overreacting, or misunderstanding their intentions. I never said it would happen right away. You just need to give me time. Why can't you just be happy with what we have now? You're so demanding. Can't you see I'm trying? But they're not trying. The truth is, they never intended to follow through. Future faking is a delay tactic, a way to keep you invested without making any real effort. It's their way of maintaining control while giving you just enough hope to stay. And the longer you wait for those promises to materialize, the harder it becomes to leave. You keep thinking, I've already waited this long. What if I leave right before they finally change? That fear keeps you trapped in a cycle of false hope, always waiting for a future that never arrives. But here's what you need to understand. Real change is shown through actions, not words. If someone truly values you and the relationship, they won't just promise to do better. They'll prove it, consistently, and without being pushed. If you find yourself constantly waiting for things to improve, take a step back. Ask yourself, how long have I been hearing these promises? What actions have they actually taken to change? If the answers leave you feeling empty, it's time to stop waiting. Your strength, happiness, and peace shouldn't depend on promises that never come true. You deserve a present that feels good, not just the hope of a better future. Letting go of the illusion they've created isn't easy, but it's the first step toward building the life you truly deserve. Don't wait for a future that may never come. Start creating your own. Today. When a narcissist sees your strength and independence growing, they often feel threatened. They realize they're losing the control they once had over you, and that's when they resort to over-criticism disguised as advice. This tactic is subtle but incredibly damaging because it's wrapped up in the appearance of help and concern. But in reality, it's designed to tear down your confidence and make you question your worth. At first, their words might sound like constructive feedback. I just want what's best for you. I'm only being honest, you need to hear the truth. I'm trying to help you improve. But pay attention to the way their advice makes you feel. Does it leave you feeling encouraged and motivated, or insecure and defeated? A narcissist's so-called help often focuses only on your flaws, exaggerating your mistakes and minimizing your strengths. They'll criticize the way you dress, speak, work, or handle relationships, always framing it as concern while slowly chipping away at your self-esteem. That outfit really isn't flattering. I'm just being honest. You'll never get that promotion if you keep acting like that. You're too sensitive. You need to toughen up if you want anyone to take you seriously. Over time, this constant stream of criticism makes you doubt your abilities and second-guess your decisions. You start wondering if maybe they're right. Maybe you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. And that's exactly what they want, because the more uncertain you become, the more dependent you are on their approval and guidance. What makes this tactic especially dangerous is how hard it is to call out. If you push back and say their words hurt, they'll gaslight you. You're overreacting. I'm just trying to help. You never take feedback well. No wonder you struggle so much. I'm the only one being honest with you. Everyone else just lies to make you feel better. But real support feels empowering, not belittling. True advice helps you grow without tearing you down. It acknowledges your strengths while offering guidance, not endless criticism disguised as care. If someone's help leaves you feeling small, inadequate, or broken, it's not help at all. It's control wrapped in the illusion of concern. And the strongest thing you can do is recognize it for what it is and refuse to accept it. You don't need to shrink to fit someone else's idea of who you should be. Stand tall even when they try to make you feel small. When a narcissist realizes they can no longer manipulate, guilt trip, or control you, they reach their breaking point. You've resisted their mind games, ignored their gaslighting, and refused to shrink under their criticism. At this stage, they know they're losing the power they once had over you. And that's when they unleash the final rage, a sudden, intense explosion of anger and aggression meant to intimidate you back into submission. This rage isn't just ordinary frustration. It's a desperate, calculated attack designed to shake you, break your confidence, and make you second-guess your decision to walk away. They might yell, insult, threaten, or even resort to violence, anything to make you feel unsafe, weak, and vulnerable again. The different faces of their final rage. Explosive outbursts. The narcissist may suddenly lash out with verbal or emotional abuse, saying the most hurtful things they can think of. They might bring up your deepest insecurities, mock your dreams, or insult your character. Their goal is to inflict as much emotional damage as possible so that you crumble under the weight of their words. Blame and projection. If they can't shake you with insults, they'll turn the blame on you. Suddenly you're the villain. They'll twist the narrative, claiming you're the one who was toxic all along. They might accuse you of being ungrateful, selfish, or even abusive, anything to shift responsibility and make you question yourself. Destruction and threats. Some narcissists take it a step further by destroying things, breaking your belongings, throwing objects, or physically threatening you. Even if they don't act on it, the mere suggestion of violence is meant to frighten you into compliance. Silent but sinister. Not all narcissists express rage through screaming and threats. Some will seethe in silence using cold, terrifying stares or eerily calm voices to intimidate you. They may sabotage your relationships, career, or reputation behind the scenes, ensuring you suffer for defying them. Why they react this way? A narcissist's rage comes from fear and insecurity. They have spent so much time controlling others that the idea of losing power is unbearable. When their manipulation tactics no longer work, they panic. And instead of accepting responsibility for their actions, they lash out, hoping fear will force you back into their control. How to protect yourself. Stay calm, don't engage. Their rage thrives on reaction. If you argue, defend yourself, or show fear, you give them exactly what they want. Stay calm, refuse to argue, and disengage. Your silence is their worst nightmare. Set boundaries and stand firm. If they escalate, walk away. Do not tolerate abuse, emotional, verbal, or physical. If needed, cut off contact completely. They will try to bait you, but you don't have to play their game. Seek support. You don't have to face this alone. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or professionals who can provide guidance and safety. If you ever feel physically threatened, do not hesitate to involve authorities. Remember, their rage is proof of your strength. A narcissist's final rage is not a sign that you're weak. It's proof that you've won. They wouldn't explode if they didn't feel powerless, and that's exactly why you must stand firm. You are stronger than their anger, stronger than their manipulation, stronger than their control. Keep walking forward without fear. When a narcissist reaches this point of explosive rage, it's not a reflection of your flaws, it's a reflection of their fear of losing control. They see your growth, your rising confidence, and your refusal to be manipulated, and it terrifies them. Their rage is a desperate last attempt to pull you back into their web of chaos, but you don't have to fall for it. Stand your ground. Don't let their anger make you question your worth or your decisions. Their words and actions are designed to break you, but you've already proven your strength by resisting their manipulation. Keep setting boundaries, keep walking away from toxicity, and keep choosing yourself.